In my 20 years of being a gamer who played all kind of genres, all kind of RPGs, I fought deities, monsters, dragons, aliens, humans, and anything that comes to mind. But I have yet to experience anything that is similar to Romancing Saga 2. Everything about this game is unusual to the point where I would say this game has its own RPG subgenre, and I'll tell you why in this video. But before that, huge shout out to Square Enix who provided me with an early copy to review the game. They are the absolute best, and working with them is always a blast. The game takes place in a kingdom called Avalon. This kingdom was once protected by 7 heroes who got banished to another dimension by the humans out of fear of their powers. Thousands of years later, those heroes returned to our world as the villains of this story, angry at the humans who have forgotten their many sacrifices to protect them. Us humans are always afraid of the powers that we use to save our asses, aren't we? This is where the game starts. Things kick off by you controlling Emperor Leon to face one of the 7 heroes, just for him to fail. His son Geralt got assigned as the next emperor, who inherited his father's not only throne, but also his abilities and memories. This game's main theme is all about inheritance, and I want you to bear with me here because the inheritance system is just not something that happens in the plot of the game, but it is the game itself. And god, it took me forever to understand it, but once I did, I started to like the game even more. So how this system works basically is that you fight the 7 heroes, which is your ultimate goal through the generations. So you don't have only one protagonist, but it will be many, depending on how you want to approach the main story, because each player will have their own way of tackling this game, and finishing quests will make the time pass to the next generation. Then you will have to pick your next emperor that inherits the previous one's abilities and memories. This will also apply for your party members, which are called retinue. Retinue members are hired and found by doing various things in the game, like finishing quests while doing the right thing. Choosing the right dialogue is key here, by the way, because saying the wrong thing could just fail the quest and just rule the chances of you getting this party member. Some can be found by building your kingdom bigger too. Speaking of building your kingdom, each emperor's generation doesn't have to focus on fighting the 7 heroes directly. You could just suspend their reign by simply building your kingdom to strengthen it, and open more features to make the next emperor's job easier at fighting those heroes. Building your kingdom is key here, and it will require a lot of resources and time to be built. Money mostly, which can be obtained from battles and finishing quests. Now allow me to talk about the battle system while we're at it. The battle system is a turn-based system similar to FF10, but with formations. You can see the timeline up there and act accordingly. Some skills can stun the enemies, delaying their act by quite a bit. Also, the formations I mentioned previously come with different advantages and disadvantages. Some can give you the advantage to cause bigger damage, but leaving your party members targeted easily, and some are on the defensive side. You can customize your own positions for your own liking, or if you're lazy like me, you can just use the auto-assign button, and it will just do the thing for you. You mostly want to be extra careful in this game because permadeath is a thing, and if your party is wiped out, you'll be sent to the Emperor Inheritance screen. There are no continues, my friend. And if you find yourself to be struggling with the battles, you can assign different party members or retinue. Grinding won't level up your character up directly, but will level up your class instead, a system similar to FF2. Search for different party members and experiment with their skills, because each class just brings something entirely different to the table. If you're into RPG games that makes you spend hours on the menu to equip and mess with your party, then this game is just for you. I personally found it very useful to assign 2 mages, each with every elemental magic to break the enemy's elemental affinity. Elemental affinities can be seen at the top right of the screen, and hitting your enemy with the opposite elemental attack will break their affinity to make them weaker. It is a simple mechanic if you think about it, just have to find the right party members, and this is why I encourage exploration and talking to every NPC you see, because they could possibly join you. Talking about exploration though, the game's exploration, while it's rewarding, the aesthetics are just very simplistic, and I don't see much style going on besides the character design. The environment mostly feels flat and lacks in details. Sometimes the NPCs would get too repetitive even. Too repetitive. Sometimes I thought I was high or something. This dude right here is my guy. He is at the bar drinking, he is a knight, he is a karate god, he is everything to me. This guy became my entire life while playing this game. While I understand this isn't a AAA game in budget, but small touch-ups to differentiate NPCs would have been very nice. But gladly the soundtrack is just top tier, and it made walking in this world all better. Just listen to this here. soundtrack is arranged by the original game's composer Kenji Eto, and what's so good is that you can change the music to the original whenever you want from the system's menu. So how do I feel about this game in the end? Romancing Saga 2 is just so unique and complex it might take time to digest. Some may not even have the stomach for this kind of experience, but after giving it a fair chance and tried to understand it better, it all clicked and overall gave me a very memorable experience that I highly recommend for those who prefer a non-linear story progression. Each player will just tell a different story of how they built their kingdom and fought the 7 heroes. This is the main charm of this game. Even if sadly its lack of budget shows in some areas, it is still a very good RPG nonetheless. It surprised me even, because I didn't know what to expect and I got greatness. Thank you all for watching, and consider supporting me by liking this video and subscribing. Peace.